Uh, we're going to start with cooking. We're still dealing with cooking. Cooking is one of the most complicated and a lot of details in the cooking of Shabbat. We're dealing now with a few halachos that talks about second vessel. As we said, the Kli Rishon, the first vessel, it's what get heated. It's heated up on the fire, on the hot plate, or on the urn. This is called vessel number one. When you pour water or food out of vessel number one to vessel number two, now we have different laws in regards to cooking. The vessel number two does not have the power to cook anymore because the food or the water were emptied from the vessel number one to another pot, another cup, and since it's not on the fire anymore, does not have the power of cooking, though some foods are called kalei bishul. They're easy to cook. And since they're easy to cook, they're also being cooked on the second, with liquids from vessel number two. For example, let's say we poured hot water from the urn to a cup. Now the cup becoming vessel number two. Still, a tea bag is easy to cook, very easy to cook. So if you put a tea bag into vessel number two, it's the water enough, they're hot enough to cook the tea leaves or the tea bag, and we're not supposed to drink that tea anymore since it was cooked during Shabbat. So what you have to do is prepare ahead of time before Shabbat a sense. You take you prepare the sense, the essence of hot tea with tea leaves or tea bags, and you pour that sense with some hot water again from vessel number two, because this sense can also be cooked. So I was in a few houses that was very easy to put a tea bag into the cup, which is vessel number two, which is we don't do that. We don't do that. Number two, an egg is also something that is considered to be easy to cook. Therefore, the egg, like a hard boiling egg, should not be put into that hot water, even vessel number two. Vessel number three, if you pour that liquid to a third cup, that's easier, but it has to be not boiling hot. Regarding Turkish coffee, interesting. The Sfaradim will hold that they're allowed to make Turkish coffee during Shabbat. Ashkenazim will not make Turkish coffee during Shabbat, even not on a second vessel, because it's considered to be cooked during Shabbat. One more thing, easy, we're gonna call it like a gush. A gush means like, let's say, a baked potato. You took a potato from the hot water. It's like a one solid food. Even if you took it out of the water and it's on the plate, it's not in the water anymore. It's not on the fire anymore. But if you cut it half through and you put butter into that potato, the butter for sure will get cooked because it's a gush. It's a one solid material of food and still have the power to cook. Therefore, you have to slice it open, open it up, wait until it's getting cooled, less than, as we said, 104 Fahrenheit, and then you can put the butter on it. Good. So we're done for the halacha for now. We're coming to the joy during Shabbos. Shabbat is one of the mitzvahs that Hashem has given us. And the mitzvot are called God's messengers. Ashlichim shel Hashem. A mitzvah is representing Hashem himself. Therefore, when Hashem wants to show you kindness and love, he would send you a mitzvah to perform. Now, this mitzvah comes back to Hashem later on and will tell him how happy you were by fulfilling this mitzvah. So whenever we bump into a mitzvah on Shabbos, in the weekdays, we have to make sure we are very happy conducting and making this mitzvah, because when a king sent his messengers to you, you have to respect the messengers like you respect the king, because they are representing the king himself. Therefore, the mitzvah of Shabbat is a mitzvah as a messenger that Hashem would want to see us very joyful, very happy during Shabbos. And there's a beautiful story about a family, about a couple who went to spend Shabbos in a hotel in the Dead Sea. And they have like Shabbos in the dining room. And there was a Rabbi Chaim Zaid over there spending Shabbos as well. He's a famous rabbi in Israel. And as they finished the davening Friday night, everybody came to the dining room, and the husband came to the rabbi, says to him, "Rabbi, I'm so miserable this Shabbos." So the rabbi said, "Why?" He says, "My wife is brokenhearted." "What happened?" says the rabbi. She says, "It's years we're trying to have children, and we're unable to have kids. And we were making a special procedure just a few days before Shabbat. And on Friday, we got the message, the procedure failed, and my wife is broken to pieces. She's not willing to come down to the dining room because she's so sad, so upset because of that, the news that she got from the doctor." So the doctor said that she's not going to have children anymore. That's it. End of the story. So the Rabbi Zaid, who tells the story, said, "I pray to Hashem, please give me the words to talk to this couple, to these people." And he says to the husband, the Rabbi says to the husband, "Listen, dear husband, I want to tell you, you have to know, because Shabbos Kodesh have a very high holiness, great powers. Whoever is happy over Shabbos is zoiche to every goodness and every bracha possible in the world. Listen to me," says to the husband. "Go ahead, go up to the room, talk to your wife on my behalf," says the rabbi, "and tell her that in the merit of the joy that she's going to be happy and joyful during Shabbat, and we're going to show God, we're going to show Hashem, we're very happy with his Shabbos Kodesh, with all the sorrow that you have. Shabbos will bring you Yeshua and bracha to all your life. Sason v'simcha imatzeba, joy and simcha is going to be found during Shabbat, and agony and sadness are running away." There's a song, Zmirot Shabbat. Yes, shir. Sason v'simcha imatzeba, v'naseh agon ve'anacha. So it's one of the Zmiros. We sing that every Shabbos. So the husband went up to the room and says to his wife what the rabbi said. This woman came down to the dining room, and she came out of her way, out of herself. She started to smile to everyone and to walk around the tables of the whole dining room and to say, "Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, how are you? How's everybody? It's Shabbos today." She gave a big smile to everyone in the dining room. Such an amazing woman, and she was joyful the whole Shabbat. That's the rabbi says, Rabbi Zaid. So now the rabbi continues, conclude this story. This story took place 1 year ago. And now, says the rabbi, I'm coming back from Nahariya, from a different city, and I'm receiving a phone call from the husband. And the husband is on the phone and says, Rabbi Zaid, do you remember me? I am the one that my wife was so sad during Shabbat in the hotel in the Dead Sea. You gave her a tip for life. You gave her an eitzah, an advice to be happy. I'm calling to tell you that with Hashem's Yeshua, with His big chesed, we just had a baby boy in the family. And the rabbi says, wow, thank you Hashem. Ishtabach Shemol Ad. I'm so happy. This woman, she made a mysterious nefesh to be happy and to make everybody else happy during the Shabbat. And with all the sadness, Hashem gave her a son against all the opinions of the doctors and the hospitals. And the son was born on Shabbat. Oh. A year after that, Shabbos in the Dead Sea. So the Rabbi Zaid continues, and he says, my advice, says the Rabbi, on behalf of all the Gedolei Israel, all the tzaddikim of the generation, it is message to you and to all of us, Ima, that you have to be happy during Shabbat. Doesn't matter what happens, Abba, Chevre. It doesn't matter what's happening. We have to keep so happy on Shabbat, because the Shabbos have the power to have Yeshua to every Jew, wherever he is, whatever he's going through, because Shabbos is the source of bracha. Okay, that's an amazing thing. We're gonna jump from here to the Parsha, and we're gonna conclude hopefully in 5 more minutes. And in last week's Parsha, something very beautiful happened. We reached the middle of the Torah in letters. The Torah has about 600,000 letters. And last week's Parsha, we were in the middle. There's Vav from one side and Vav, the letter Vav from the other side. That's the middle point of the Torah in letters. This Parsha, we are holding in the Vayikra Parshat Shmini. We're holding in the middle of the Torah in words. And again, the same word from one side of the half of the Torah, and another word, the same word from another half of the Torah. It says Dorash here. I want to show you how it looks, if you can see how it works. It's Darash here. Kasher tziva Hashem es Moshe ve'et seir chatat darash Moshe. So the word two times darash in the Torah as a part in the middle of the Torah. It's a gewaldiger situation that we're half through the Torah Akdosha, and just interesting enough to know that. And this portion talks about the forbidden foods we should not eat during Shabbat, during our lifetime as Jews. All the fish which we're not allowed to eat, the camel, the rabbit, the pig, the bird, the specific birds, every fish without I'm not sure how to say this in English. The swimming
Scales and fins.
And those
Fins
the
and scales.
yeah. Okay, you got it right. Thank you. So these should not be eaten. Shrimps, any how do you say it? Tamnun. This with eight hands. The eight feet.
Spider.
Octopus.
Octopus.
Spider, octopus.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know. Did anybody eat octopuses in the world at all? Yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. We're Yidden. We're Yidden. We're not eating that. No, thank you. But okay,
Squid.
what's the problem? Why aren't we allowed to eat these forbidden foods? If I have a body like the rest of the world, the nations, the Goyim also have bodies, right? So why is that my body, my system as a Jew is different than a system of a non-Jew? Why only Jews were forbidden to eat those foods, and the nations, the Goyim, are allowed to eat all kind of foods that they desire? Just as a hint, I can't cover the whole thing. For sure, I don't know what the whole things, the whole reasons behind it. But there are some animals who have cruelty. They're cruel animals, and when you eat that cruel animal, you adopt the midas, the cruelty, the achzarius that animal has. And we, as Jews, we are called Rachmanim b'nei Rachmanim. We have mercy. We have Rachmanus within ourselves, and we don't want to kill that Rachmanus. The punishment, so to speak, the punishment of eating those animals which you're not supposed to eat it's not like lashes, it's not put you in jail, it's not a spank. The punishment that people get, the Jewish people get, while eating the wrong food, is that the brain is becoming closed, tight. Can't, tumtum, like sealed. You can't think properly. You can't think right. And the Torah advises us, all these animals here, we should not eat them because there's a pasuk over here. It says, Al teshakzu et nafshotechem. You should not make your nefesh, your souls, shekets, like disgusting. V'lo titamu. You should not get yourself impure while eating those foods. V'nitmetem bam. You're going to get contaminated. But the word contaminated is called nitmetem. Nitmetem comes from the same word of a tumtum. Tumtum is an organ, is a baby who was born that you cannot tell if it's a boy or a girl. It's like sealed. Usually we can tell a boy or a girl being born. This tumtum there's a skin covering everything. You cannot tell what it is. So it's a tumtum. It's a creature for itself. It's kind of it's not an androgynous who have both. This is a tumtum who has none, or at least it is covered under the skin. But it's called tumtum because tumtum is a satum. It's like sealed, locked. So same thing, nitmetem. You got you're gonna get contaminated with the wrong foods. That means nitmetem, like tumtum, like a sealed. Why? Ki ani Hashem Elokechem. I am Hashem your God. V'yitkadashtem. You're gonna be pure and holy. V'yitkadashtem v'yitem k'doshim. You should be holy and sanctified because Kadosh Ani, a session I am holy and you're going to be holy. And you should not contaminate your souls in all that creatures that are crawling on the land. Then you're not supposed to eat those, because I am Hashem, the Lord your God, who took you out of Egypt to be your God, and you should be holy because I am holy. This is a phenomenal, amazing close-up. As closing the Parsha, it's so beautiful. Please, please, if you can read the Parsha ahead of time, before Shabbat, prepare slowly, read through the Torah, read through the weekly portion. You're going to get charged with Kedusha, with holiness, with Simchas HaTorah, and you're going to be elevated, God willing. Not only you're going to be elevated, you're going to elevate anybody who's around you, anybody who sees you. You're going to see you're a shtickle Torah, you're a piece of Torah, walking Torah. So it's worthwhile to cheer up the world, cheer up your friends, cheer up your family, get everybody ignited and sparkened with the simchas of our Yiddishkeit, our joy of our Judaism. And this is worthwhile more than millions of billions of dollars just to be happy Jews. Yofi, so good Shabbos everyone again.
Very much.
My parents want to say goodbye to you again.
Shabbos,
Bye. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Nice
Nice to see you.
A pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
It was so interesting to hear this lesson from my son Aaron and also my wife. We've been, concentrating on this issue, and we'll remember this for long time. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Holiday.
Shabbos, good
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Thank you.
Shabbos, my
Beautiful.
children. Bye. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honored, pleasure and honor. Bye.
Beautiful.